1, 2, 3, 4. What up, y'all? Babylon 5 Podcast. It's your boy, Jermaine Babbles. How are you guys doing? It's episode 77. Okay, Human. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're calling this episode Okay, Human. We're going to go over Weezer's latest album. If you guys don't know, I fucks with Weezer. Double pre-fuck the haters, as the homie Nick Strupp said the other day. I posted a Facebook status talking about just my opinion about this Weezer album, and he replied saying that he loves Weezer and double pre-fuck the haters. Double pre-fuck the haters, or pre-double fuck the haters, because y'all niggas just be coming out here with that nonsense. Y'all be trying to front like Weezer ain't dope. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be out here with the nonsense. And Weezer's been still dropping fire, bro. They still been dropping fire. You niggas is out here saying this nonsense. But what up, y'all? It's episode 77. As I said, it is Superb Owl Sunday. The Superb Owl is flying around today. Who will be the Superb Owl champion? We will find out today. I'm not watching. If anything, I'm most interested in seeing. I'm only actually interested in seeing The Weeknd. The Weeknd has the halftime show. I'm interested in that, but otherwise, I'm not interested in football. It's pretty dumb game. It's pretty silly. You guys get hyped up for this. I've explained it. What was it? Episode 2 of this fucking podcast. No incentive to win. You guys can go and look at that. But I tried to get real deep with y'all. I tried to get serious with y'all about how I feel that. Well, one is just it's brainwashing. You know, with the I love the Packers. I wear these colors. Just anybody who puts that jersey on, I love them. If you put a blue and orange jersey on, well, fuck you. Your team sucks, and your whole city sucks. I went into that whole thing. See, I know how I feel about team sports. If you've heard No Incentive to Win, which I'm pretty sure is the second episode of this podcast, I just can't with it. I can't get with it. I'd rather see these independent contractors. I mean, I guess I watch the Bucks. I don't watch too many games. I like basketball. But see, this is kind of how it was right before I stopped watching football. I transitioned from being just a guy who watched the Packers to trying to watch as many football games. I was interested in all of it. I wanted to watch football because I was trying to separate myself from being a slave to the Packers or just a franchise, for no reason other than the fact of I was born over here and everybody around me is gonna put pressure on me to just get excited when this person wearing these colors moves from here to over there. Get hype. Get fucking hype. And if you don't get hype, what are ya? You fucking weirdo. You fucking loser. You're not a man. You don't watch football. You know how much it used to piss me off, nigga. It still pisses me off now. But niggas will always, until they know, because then at that point, I'm a weirdo. I'm a fucking weirdo. They know that I don't watch football. But they'll say to me, oh, man, did you see that game? They like to just dudes just like to come up to me as another dude. I guess I look like I watch football. I don't know what the fuck that looks like. But they just come up to me dude, you see that game last night? You see that play? Did you see what that guy did last night? I'm like, what happened last night? There were no fights on Sunday. They're like, what are you talking about? Monday morning, you get those Monday morning quarterbacks. They come in to work and they're like, dude, did you see the game? And it's like, nigga, no, I didn't. Why would I give a fuck about this game? What the fuck are you guys cheering for? But, whatever. You guys are going to do it in about right now, actually. And I think in about 15 minutes, the Super Bowl is supposed to start. And somebody in this colored jersey will take the football from here to right over there And if you fucking wear that jersey yourself, that same colored jersey, and you get excited when they move that ball from here to over there, today just might be a good day for you. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys social medias. If you want to follow this podcast on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Babylon5Pod. You can follow my personal accounts at My Name's Jermaine. You can email this podcast at Babylon5Podcast@gmail.com for whatever reasons, if you guys want to advertise on this podcast, you want me to put some little pre-roll, little mid-roll in that bad boy, or, whatever you need, just hit your boy up at Babylon5Podcast@gmail.com. You could follow this podcast at Babylon5.podbean.com. You can listen to this podcast on Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. And I realized that I never mentioned that all these episodes are available on YouTube. If you guys go to YouTube, you can find all the episodes of this podcast. You'll find my music. You'll find my album, The Grump, on YouTube. You'll find everything on YouTube. So, yeah, you can find this episode. Everything should be posted to YouTube. So go ahead, search for the Babylon 5 podcast and go ahead and subscribe, Go ahead right now. Pause this episode. Why not? And then go subscribe and then fucking come back and finish the episode. But go to YouTube right now and subscribe. If you guys are on Xbox and you want to add a brother, want to follow a brother, I think the person, whoever added me, I didn't get your name, I'm sorry. It was 2 weeks ago. I was like, oh, maybe I'll move on. I don't think they added me. I think they followed me. I think that's what it was. I think it was a woman, or it was a female-looking emoji, or avatar, as you will. So I think it was a woman, whoever added me. But shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? But if you got Xbox, go ahead and add a brother at SauceTheBoss414. If you're on Twitch, go ahead and add me at twitch.tv/Babylon5. If you guys want to go ahead and check out the merchandise, go to teespring.com/store/BOFpod-shop. Go buy yourself a hoodie. Go get yourself a mask. If you guys want to support the podcast in some other ways, go to patreon.com/Babylon5Pod. Shout out to Joe Budden, who's like, he just got some shit over there. He's like the head of equity, making shit fair. He was like, I suggest if you niggas ain't on Patreon, get on Patreon. I was like, nigga, I've been on Patreon, nigga. And my nigga. And he was like, well, shit, if you on Patreon. I wasn't having a conversation with him. This is him saying things on his podcast and me responding in my mind. And he's like, well, if you're on Patreon, I suggest put more shit on. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty lazy with I upload this every week, but I could upload, because I don't know if I could stop you guys from downloading my beats. From what I can see, whenever I post something, if you're on Patreon, you're able to download it, and I don't necessarily want people to be able to just download these beats. I guess if I put it, maybe I have to make a new tier, because shit. I just don't want them available like that. I want you to be able to listen to them, but see, that's I gotta figure that out, what I'm gonna do with that tier on Patreon. But there's some shit. There's definitely a lot of shit on there right now. Go to patreon.com/Babylon5Pod. Once we get 50 fucking patrons, we're going to do another vlog, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do another vlog once we get to 50 patrons. So go to patreon.com/Babylon5Pod at any tier, the lowest tier to the highest tier. We just need to get to 50, ladies and gentlemen, and you will get another vlog of I Digress. For whatever, if you're patrons, you talk to me. We can, whatever you guys want to talk about. If you want to do a Q&A, we can do some things. But, yeah, if you guys are on TikTok, lastly, if you're on TikTok, go ahead and follow me at Babylon5 Podcast. All right? That's how you guys can follow your boy. I just recently posted, I saw a Tom Segura. It's not even funny, man. It's pretty scary. It makes me scared with every step I take, watching this. Tom Segura, if you guys didn't see, was, attempting to dunk and fucking broke Well, he like ruptured his patella as he's just running, no defense, nobody's doing anything. He's just attempting to dunk after apparently dunking a few times. Like he had a dunk competition, they dunked many times before this. And just the last one, he was just doing an extra dunk just for fuck's sake, just fucking around. And he ruptures his patella as he starts running, and then falls on his arm to break his fall, and it fucking like breaks backward. He gets all this fucking nerve damage. I mean, with the real audio, he's going like, like he's doing. So I synced it up with the Peter Griffin audio. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was pretty funny. I thought it was pretty funny. Maybe you will too. Go ahead and follow brother on TikTok Anonymous. You know, as I said, the Super Bowl is today. You guys will see you'll see a few people in this colored jersey and a few people in that colored jersey. And they will move from this side of the field, ladies and gentlemen, to that side of the field repeatedly until someone is named the Super Bowl. That's what's happening tonight. And you know who's going to win? Spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen. COVID wins the Super Bowl. They got a sold-out show. Packed fans. You know, I see these, like, every time I see these shows, they're like, oh, we're going to make people wear masks. And it's like the first shot of the fucking audience is everybody with the mask on their neck. Like, nobody's wearing a mask. It's just like, why would we care about these guidelines if the fucking Weeknd is performing? If fucking MAGA hat wearing fucking Tom Brady is playing. Do you know that Tom Brady is likely gonna move from this side of the field to that side of the field tonight? What are y'all talking about? He is going to move from this side of the field to that side of the field, and guess what? Guess fucking what? Then he's gonna move from this side of the field to that side of the field. And you niggas acting like this is just some fucking random bullshit. This is very important. He's gonna be considered, if he is able to successfully move the ball from this side of the field to that side of the field more than Pat Mahomes can move from this side of the field to that side of the field, ladies and gentlemen, he will be considered one of the greatest athletes of all time. As he moves the ball from this side of the field, ladies and gentlemen, to that side of the field. By himself? No. Not by himself, but because he is the nigga at center, he will be considered the greatest athlete of all time. Now, skill for skill, can he run as fast? Is he faster than like other quarterbacks has he ever been? Like, let's say he in his prime versus fucking Michael Vick in his prime. I think I'm taking Michael Vick, ladies and gentlemen. I think I'm taking that brother. Because he could really, very quickly, move from this side of the field to that side of the field, ladies and gentlemen. Very quickly. You know how quickly he could do it? The nigga was rated 99 overall on Madden, where they rate you at how well you are at moving from this side of the field, my nigga, to that side of the field. They rate you on that shit. They rate you on that shit. And I'm pretty sure that nigga was 99. Or maybe the nigga whose house I was at. I mean, I remember that nigga had a souped up Michael Vick, like super muscular. I think he edited the roster. But I know the year that Mike Vick was the cover athlete, I'm pretty sure he was no lower than 97. He had a 97 overall out of 99, which is perfect. You would be, at that point, perfect. By game standards, at getting the ball from this side of the field or preventing people from getting from this side of the field. If this person is trying to get from this side of the field to that side of the field, and you're like, no, you can't go over here, and you're able to successfully stop that, you could become 99 overall. So just don't let them get over there. Just they want to get over there, don't let them get over there. Just don't let them get over there. All right? And that's how you win the Super Bowl. These guys want to get from this side of the field to that side of the field. You just don't let them get over there. You just don't let them get over there, man. And that's the Super Bowl. That's what's going to happen today. Little interesting news. I spoke to Mr. Nice Guy, Ben Slowly. Spoke to him. Gonna be on the Mr. Nice Guy podcast. I wish I had that's what I wanted. I was like, fuck, I need to get the clap sound effect in here. And I have a round of applause queued, ready to go, but I didn't load up the shit. And just as I said that, I was like, fuck, why not? I need to play the applause. But it's not there. Maybe I'll add it in post-production, though I never edit this. You guys might notice that. It's raw talks, ladies and gentlemen. We talking raw. But yeah, I'm going to be on the Mr. Nice Guy podcast. So if you guys haven't seen it, look for it on YouTube. On Facebook. You got Ben Slowly. He works with Breaking and Entering. I think he also works with Shepherd Express. So yeah, check them out, man. It's a Milwaukee local artist. It's coverage of the local scene, man. They do great work. So check out the podcast, man. It's a video podcast. Go ahead and check out Ben Slowly. And I'm going to be on there. I'm pretty excited for that. Actually, I'll be frank with you guys. I was hoping he'd reach out. And I was like, I'm not going to be that guy. Like, hey, dude, can I be on your podcast? Come on, bro, suck your dick. I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to be that guy. But he reached out, and I'm pretty hyped about it. Speaking of podcasts, every now and then I sometimes mention that I was on a previous podcast. And one of my old co-hosts has his new podcast. Shout out to the Beats, Rhymes, and Body Slams podcast. But I mention this because when I dropped my album, The Grump, I saw that they mentioned my album, or they mentioned the song Trifecta, and I was like, I got to get around and listen to that. My album dropped in July, ladies and gentlemen, and I didn't get around listening to it until fucking recently. But I was like, let me play this. I just thought it was pretty cool. A little clip from the Beats, Rhymes, and Body Slams podcast.
Into it. But with that being said, Miles review coming out next week. Let's get into our first sweet pick of the week. I'll start it off. This is from Surprise, host of the Babylon 5 podcast and one of my former co-hosts on the podcast that will go unnamed. Mm-hmm. This is from Jermaine Babbles. He recently just dropped his new album, The Grump. I believe his first album. Oh, yeah. The first full-length album. Mm-hmm. All produced by Regal. Shout out to him. And I'm going to pick one of my faves off of here. This is called Trifecta. So you're hearing it here on Beats, Rhymes, and Body Slams. Jermaine Babbles, Trifecta. Shout out to the homie. And we'll be right back because I got a bone to pick with wrestling fans. Again, spoiler alert, racism's involved. Oh, shit.
Hey, yo, shout out to the Beats, Rhymes, and Body Slams podcast. Shout out to Mad Statics. That was former label mate, former podcast host. We've been through it all. James Jones, Mad Static. The Beats, Rhymes, and Body Slams podcast is a mixture of hip-hop and wrestling. They talk about hip-hop and professional wrestling. So if you're into that, go ahead and check out the Beats, Rhymes, and Body Slams podcast. It's with Mad Static, Donnie, and Yoshi, or I should say Philly. He's got multiple monikers, at least in this episode. And sorry, he threw out like like 3 or 4 different monikers, like Philly did. I was like, he was like Yoshi or something faced or Death Face or some shit like that. He threw some shit out there. Shout out, rest in peace, Doom. But yeah, he threw out so many monikers. But if you guys are into hip hop, professional wrestling, check out the Beats, Rhymes, and Body Slams podcast. I thought it was pretty dope. I mean, I'm sorry it took me so long to even get to listening to this episode. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just like that their episodes are, sometimes they're pretty lengthy. So it's just like, for me personally, I'm just like, it's going to be a daunting task. But, I mean, I say that until I put the podcast on. And before I know it, it's over. And I'm like, how the fuck, like, how has it been 2 hours? But shout out to them, man. Y'all should definitely check out the Beats, Rhymes, and Body Slams podcast. You know, me and Static were co-hosts on a podcast that shall not be named. And one of the reasons I left that podcast was because of the treatment of Mad Static. So here we are with the Babylon 5 podcast. You know, I got a question to ask you guys. Country singers can't say nigga. Country singers can't say nigga. I thought, like, I'd imagine a lot of these people, and I do mean these people, say nigga all the time. This nigga, Morgan Wallen, the shit comes out. I don't know who the fuck this nigga is, other than the fact that the nigga just popped up in the fucking headlines. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to country music for the most part. I listen to whatever sounds good, but I don't necessarily go and seek out country music. So I don't know who this nigga is. And it's like, niggas getting pulled from country stations after a video of him saying the N-word pops up. And I'm like, but he's a country singer. If I went to Country Thunder, I'd expect to hear nigga a lot, but with that hard R, with the hardest of R's. You know what I'm saying? With the hardest of R's, I think I hear a lot of niggas. Nigga, ha, mecca. Nigga, ha, nigga. Stringer, nigga, ha, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's a little trifecta remix. But I'd imagine if I went to a country concert, most of the people in that room are pretty comfortable with that kind of talk. So much so that so they removed him from country radio stations and shit, they said, apparently. And then the next day, his streams fucking quadrupled. Because his fans are essentially like, why didn't you tell us you were racist to begin with? We would have bought your albums 3 times. Why didn't you tell us in the beginning? You gotta start with the racism. Kind of like Donald Trump. If you start with the racism, they'll be like, okay, we know what this man is about. Let's not try to front with the closet racist over here. This nigga was racist from the beginning. And they put that support behind him. And had this nigga just dropped a few niggas on track, he'd probably be the highest selling artist ever. Hey, this nigga Morgan Wallen, yo, it said this nigga, his shit quadrupled. Let me Google this shit. I thought I had it up. Yeah, Morgan Wallen sales quadruple after Slur. Man, he said, and his sister says she, of course, she blames cancel culture. Ooh, it says Diplo plays Morgan Wallen song. Crowd loves it. Of course they do. Of course they do. This is wild. I mean, I guess we're at a time where, like, that's just it. We're at a time where it's hot right now. It's too hot for him to say nigga on tape and just skate by. We'll just not have some kind of backlash. it's too hot. If this was like, 10 years ago, you could be a football player. You know what I'm saying? You could be getting paid to move the ball from here to over there and then be caught on tape saying, I'll jump this fence and fight all those niggers over there. And then they give you fucking a contract extension. You get paid more money than you ever have. I mean, I guess that's essentially what's happening here. That's essentially what's happening here. He's getting paid more. His sales have quadrupled, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe this is news. Country singers can't say nigga. I thought that's what they did. But now that we're on the music topic, let's talk about some great music. You know what I'm saying? I heard, as I said, this episode is called Okay Human. If Weezer just dropped a fucking banger of an album, and I figure, you know what? Let's not fuck around today. Let's just get right into it. You know. What is that? There we go. Y'all hearing the rattles of my puka shells. Yeah. I just fucking love this. I love this whole album. It's easily my favorite album of, it's not my favorite album. It could be my favorite album of 2021. There we go, tell them.
All my favorite people make me mad.
So mad.
Everything that feels so good is bad.
This song, made me chuckle when I first heard it. Cause, one of my old roommate's roommate right now, Gabby, I remember, when I was in Denver, and I was playing my music, they just let me play, they threw me the aux, because, I got the tunes, and after a little bit, she's like, do you have anything that isn't fucking slow and sad? And I was just like, what do you mean? And she's like, you're just playing nothing but, slow songs. And I'm just like, what? And it's all I was playing was, Frank Ocean and shit, you know what I'm saying? Shit that I fucking love, but I never even thought of it as, slow songs. This shit gets me amped. But I was like, when this came on, and then I thought about it, because I was like, fuck. She was like, you got anything, a little more up-tempo? And I was, going through it. I was like, fuck, I don't even know, I couldn't even think of anything else to put on.
All my favorite songs are slow and sad. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I love parties, but I don't go. Then I feel bad
when I stay home. Tell them.
Cause I need a friend when I take a walk.
This is my shit.
Listen out when somebody talks. I wanna be rich, but I
feel guilty. Tell them.
I fall in love with
everyone who hates me.
All my favorite songs are slow and sad.
All my favorite people make me mad, so mad. Everything that feels so good is bad, bad, bad.
All my favorite songs are slow and sad.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Yeah, this came out January 21st. I got most of it memorized. I'm reading the lyrics. Don't try to act like, oh shit, this nigga cold. Nah, I got the lyrics in front of me. I was just curious if they had meanings for some of the shit here.
The sound of silence. All my favorite songs are slow and sad.
Woo, woo.
All my favorite people make me mad, so mad.
Everything. Tell these niggas. Yeah. Yeah.
All my favorite songs are slow and sad.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me.
So yeah, that song's fire. That's the first song. So right away I was like, okay, you've got my attention, Weezer. I could have just let that play out. Should I just let? So I was like, niggas, you niggas got my attention. No, we gonna go. But this song right here, the second song, which was instantly my favorite, but
What's playing at the air?
there's just so many bangers here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back.
Don't wanna sit next to humans.
I'm agoraphobic.
Order up a decaf latte. Spin Gainsbourg to
Agoraphobic is an anxiety disorder characterized by symptoms of anxiety in situations where the person perceives their environment to be unsafe with no easy way to escape. Damn, I might be agoraphobic.
Gosh darn this cast iron lounger. My butt will bruise. I'd rather be a man on a mission. Oh my God, what's happening to me? Walking down Montana. Whoa.
I love it. I just rock out with me one time, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. What? Yeah. This is how I listen to music. Way too much. It's my shit.
Instead, I simply stared at the passing trucks. They said that life gets sweet as years go by, but mine has lost its flavor like this chai.
I'd rather be a man on a mission. Tell these niggas. Oh my God.
What's happening to me?
Tell these niggas.
Walking down Montana.
Whoa, same old routine. Same old Lugo beat.
Walking down Montana.
Oh, this bridge crazy. Don't do it to him, Weezer. Uh-oh. It's got that Christmassy vibe to it. Uh-oh. Do it. Uh-oh. What? This shit's so fucking cold. I be at the gym I go in and this shit come on. Especially the next track, Grapes of Wrath. Be there with you, be there with you. You are not alone. Be there with you, be there with you. You are not alone. Oh my God, what's happening to me? Walking down Montana. Now that song is right. You're probably hearing it and you're like, whoa, nigga, that song was perfect. Probably the only thing that bothered you was me talking over it. And it's just like, whatever, nigga, but I'm putting you niggas on right now. All right? Putting you niggas on. You guys are probably like, yo, bro, you're dropping too many niggas out here for a Weezer fan. No, I'm not. Matter of fact, I think Weezer doesn't drop enough niggas in their songs. But this next song here, man, it could be my favorite. All of them could be my favorite. They're all growing on me. But right away, Alu Gobi was the one that I was like, well, that's got to be on repeat real quick, you know. And this next one, Grapes of Wrath, is just fucking sick. All the songs just flow together. That's why I was like, maybe I should just play the whole album, but we'll see how I feel.
I can feel my breathing, it's so nice. It's like a blanket on my life.
Love this shit, nigga. Love them singing ass niggas.
Let me stay here for forever in this state of classical denial.
Tell these niggas. Cranking and Mrs. Dalloway. Moby Dick trip unaware. Tell 'em.
Kinda just like me, we're thirsty for the deep.
I'm gonna rock my audible headphone, grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion. I just don't care, I just don't care. Rock my audible headphone, grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion. That's my shit, nigga.
You think I care? I just don't care.
I just don't care. This shit is so fucking funky.
I just don't care.
Count on me to show support for Winston Smith in 1984. Woo! These boys going off, ain't they? Big Brother feels more meaningful than binging zombie hordes. Tell these niggas, god damn, they killing it.
Take me up to
Tell these niggas Rivers.
hanging with your Sarian. It's kinda just like me, we fight till we get free.
I'm gonna rock my audible headphone, grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion. I just don't care, I just don't care.
Rock my audible headphone, grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion.
I mean, if y'all don't understand, he's reading books, listening to audiobooks, just trying to go to sleep. That's the point of this song.
You think I care? I just don't care. I just don't care. I'm barely there.
I'm barely there. I'm just drifting off to oblivion.
Open ear and
Open eyes, I can see without my eyes. Frodo Jones in for the ring. See, he's just reading, he's just listening to books, trying to fall asleep. Shit's fire. Grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion.
I just don't care. I just don't care. My audible headphone.
Grapes of wrath, drift off to oblivion.
You think I care? I just don't care. I just don't care. I'm barely there. I just don't care.
Whew. Man, that shit's fire. That gets me amped up. That gets the heart rate up, ladies and gentlemen. But this song right here is they're all might be my favorite song.
Make you feel
That
better.
about yourself. Tell these niggas. Tell them, Rivers.
You try to measure up to somebody else.
Tell them. What is it?
Numbers are out to get you.
Yeah.
Numbers are out to get you.
Yo. Tell them. Tell them. Ooh. Tell these niggas. Oh.
You say that you're too short to join the team. And your IQ's
Too low for poetry. Tell these niggas, yo, numbers are out to get you. Numbers, tell them. Numbers. Ooh.
I hear the sound.
Nigga. Ooh. I love them singing ass niggas. I fucking love this album. All right? I fucking love this album. Y'all just don't even understand. So call on me and tell me what you need. Just call on me and tell me what you need.
Look at him, look at her.
They've got 1,000,000 likes.
You better figure out how to move to
My wife just messaged me because I get real hype about this song. Numbers are out to get you. They'll kill you if they get through. Numbers. Ooh. I hear the sadness in your laughter. So call on me and tell me what you want. Or what you need, I'm tripping. Just call on me and tell me what you need.
number one, number zero.
In the end, does it matter?
All that we
Tell these niggas, Rivers. Yeah, these niggas did some shit on here.
needs a hammer
They did some shit on here, ladies.
When we love and the two becomes one. I hear the sadness in your
Rock with me. God damn. Nah, I was like, fuck, that might be my new favorite song. And then but then the next song just really started to grow on me. This whole album might be my favorite. It's such a good album. I haven't washed my hair in 3 weeks. I should get back to why?
these Zoom interviews.
What?
But I get so absorbed in time flies.
Oh, okay.
I just can't let go.
Why not, Rivers?
When I'm playing my piano.
Yeah. Ooh, tell these niggas. What you doing, Rivers? Tell them. Yo.
Pounding out the bass, singing out the tune. Never see the sun. Living in a room. Playing my piano.
This shit's so fucking fire, nigga. God damn, this is that classic fucking Weezer, nigga. Nigga, you don't know about how we was listening to Weezer in the streets back in the day. What the fuck? Dripping down the major to mixolydian. What does that mean? What does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? Well, mixolydian can refer to several things. According to Wikipedia, the modern mixolydian mode is the 5th mode of the major scale. The major scale is one of the most commonly used musical scales. Oh, like, what's that song? Doesn't that sound familiar? Like, Aces of... Damn. Is it Aces of Base? I don't think that's... Oh, fuck. Is it? Axis of Awesome. That's what it is. Axis of Awesome, the whatever shit is called. You know, just look up Axis of Awesome. It's not Aces of Base. Axis of Awesome. The major scale is one of the most commonly used musical scales, especially in Western music, comprised of 7 notes repeating the first note at the end, 1 octave higher. For example, the C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Mixolydian mode is common in non-classical harmonies, including folk, jazz, funk, blues, and rock, ladies and gentlemen. Let's learn some things while we're here.
Put in some white noise, double bolt the door. Kim Jong-un could blow up my city, I never know. I just can't let it go.
Why not? Why not?
When I'm playing my piano.
Ooh, tell them. Yo, what you doing? Yeah. I'm vibing right now. Y'all just don't understand. Hopefully you do. That's why I'm doing it here with you guys, so you guys can vibe out with me. I've been since this album dropped, I probably listen to it every day. This is a different song here, but everything just blends together here. It's like a short song called Mirror Image. So it's just like, this kind of shit kind of just like, it kind of rolls out. We don't need to sit here with that. Let's go to Screams. This is a good song. Super funky.
Young girl, lying flat in her bed.
Super funky.
Streaming images to her. Homework means slime a black pink. 8 hours gone, now her mind's blown. She don't want it.
This shit's super funky.
No, the real world is dying as everybody moves into the cloud. Can you tell me where we're going, or where we be 21 years from now?
Everyone stares at the screens. Everyone stares at the screens.
Old maid in the cottage next door.
Niggas trying to tell me this ain't funky?
Don't
Super funky.
see her much anymore.
So bouncy.
Solitaire on her desktop. Searches for her kids. Now she can't stop. Will she go out this way?
Everything in here, just without, you can just do this instrumental, it'd be so bouncy.
Everybody moves into the crowd. Can you tell me where we're going? Where will we be 21 years from now?
Everyone stares at the screen. Everyone stares at the screen. That screens, that shit's bouncy. Let's see. Do I need I think I like all these songs, man. It's just like, do we have to go through the whole album? I don't know. But I think everybody should definitely go and check this album out if you haven't. It's fucking fire.
Riding down in a flash that's good.
I'm gonna let a little bit of this play out. Let's let it rock out.
Crashing in my mandible. It was such a thrill. Me and my friends, we were killers. Now I'm just a bird with a broken wing, but still have a song to sing.
See, this is where you put your lighters up and wave them around slowly at the concert. If we're able to enjoy this live one day, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. We don't need any more Freebird, ladies and gentlemen. We got a bird with a broken wing. Now just scream this. I know it doesn't flow as well. Play Freebird. Play a bird with a broken wing. Just sing that, scream that. We can have more impactful moments.
Stupid cat, always sneaking up on me, thinking I would be his meal, till I slipped up and away. Singing out, the melody came endlessly. High or low, I felt so free.
Alright, that's all you niggas is getting, alright? That's all you're getting. It's a fire-ass song, alright? Need your ballads. You need your ballads, okay? I was going to go through the whole album. There's 12 tracks. That's track 8. So, there's 3 more songs. I think Everything Happens for a Reason, or Here Comes the Rain. One of those is just like a skit or some shit. Something like a few seconds longer, like, yeah. spritz my nose. Just nasal spray real quick. It's like I'm feeling fucking congested as shit. It's like all of a sudden, have I been on here too long? Usually I can time out my life by how congested I'm now becoming. So moving on. Well, no, not moving on. Not moving on yet. I just want to say, like, overall, this album is just amazing to me. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go through the rest of the album with you guys. You guys can finish the album if you want. Go back and listen to the album without me blabbing over it. Or if you were like, damn, it sounds so much better when Jermaine's going, yeah, you know, he's hype manning the whole thing. I'm doing my best Flavor Flav imitation. Then, you know, go ahead and listen to that again. But, you know, tell your friends, hey, this guy fucking rocks out to... to fucking Weezer, like, you know, but, yeah, definitely go check out this Weezer, Okay Human album. If it means anything for me to, like, rate it out of something, I mean, fuck. I would give it a 5, man. There's nothing, like, you can just start it from the beginning and play it to the end, and when it's over, you're like, fuck. Like if more Weezer played, when I first listened to the album, because I have Tidal. If more Weezer played right after the album, I wouldn't have known necessarily, depending on the song, that the album was over. Like if it was a Weezer song I wasn't too familiar with, had played right after the album had ended, I wouldn't have known the album was ended. But it went from Weezer to Foo Fighters, and I was like, oh shit, it's over? Like, it's just a great album. So if I had to give it anything for whatever reason, if that means anything, I would give it a 5 out of fucking 5, my nigga. It's great. It's a great album. Everybody should go out. Check out the Weezer album, Okay Human. You know, he's talking about, you know, they're talking about the album was born out of this whole quarantine, and they're just talking about clearly topical things, everything that's going on, and it's just being home and going through insomnia in quarantine, just working on his piano, just like never going outside just because of all the shit. Like, it's just great music, man. So go check out Okay Human. Why not? You got nothing to lose and everything to gain. This weekend, the real mania, ladies and gentlemen, Knuckle Mania, the real event of the weekend, is Paige VanZant made her debut for bare knuckle boxing, and coming into it, everybody was like, yo, Paige already doesn't have the best striking, and her best bet was to get it to the ground and use her jiu-jitsu. And now she's going to a place where she can only use her striking. Hopefully she'd be able to be strong enough in the clinch where she could do some things, because in bare knuckle you're able to clinch, but it's like striking isn't your strong suit. It's actually, it's your biggest hole is your striking. So she signs with bare knuckle boxing when everybody thought she was going to go to like Bellator where her husband fights. Went to bare knuckle boxing, and through 5 rounds pretty much got that ass beat, you know? Through 5 rounds she pretty much got that ass beat. And I was initially not even going to say her opponent's name, but then, you know, in looking back, I figured I could give her a shout out. Why not? Because she got her ass beat by this girl, Britain Hart. Right? Didn't know anything about Britain Hart. I don't know much about Britain Hart, but what I've learned about Britain Hart in her post-fight interview is that Britain Hart is not even a person. She's a fucking feeling, and everybody's gonna feel it. Which I was like, yo, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? And I'm like, just watching this, I'm like, yo, she's blowing it. Like, she just beat Paige VanZant, who's easily like the biggest star for this promotion on the day she signed with the company. She's the biggest star in the promotion. You just beat her in their biggest like fucking show ever in the company, and you say some nonsense like this. Then she's like, they were like, oh, did you know that, like, there were certain tendencies that you could exploit? And she's like, oh, yeah, because usually in her fights she does this. And then she just, like, kind of, like, pops her head back repeatedly. And she's like, so we knew we could do that. And I was like, dude, you look crazy right now. You could be humble. It was funny because I'm pretty sure Paige probably knew she was going to be crazy, but Paige said to her was like, be humble. Like, after she lost, Paige said to Britain, be humble, which was weird. Like, you just got your ass beat. Why are you telling her to be humble? You know, that's how I felt initially. Like, why did you say that? You just got beat up. And then fucking Britain Hart goes, I'm not even a person. I'm a fucking spirit. It's like, oh, that's what she meant. Be humble. Don't be coming out here on some crazy shit and fuck up everything. And then, and more so, fucking, in the middle of fucking, as I'm saying, I'm writing this shit, like, yo, this lady, this shit looks crazy. Some random woman comes up into the ring and attacks Britain Hart. Not Bret Hart. We're not talking about fucking professional wrestling here, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the Beats, Rhymes, and Body Slams podcast. This is Babylon 5 podcast. Some random woman comes into the ring during at the end of a bare knuckle boxing fight and attacks the woman who just fucking won. And that was fucking weird. They didn't even explain, they didn't say her name. They didn't say the name of the woman who attacked her. Even, like, because it's so dumb. All right, it's not scripted as far as I know. And I don't know, man. After the woman attacks Britain Hart was like, that lady doesn't even deserve me, like, saying her name. Like, and then the commentators just, like, didn't say her name as far as I heard. I was like, whoa, you guys are just, like, not going to mention... Just not going to talk about what just happened here? So, but I thought that was pretty wild. I don't know, bare knuckles got a long way to go. It was, like, that was wild. The fight before that, it was like a championship fight. I don't remember the guy's name. It was some white dude versus some Asian dude. Asian dude won the belt. And then some black dude got in the ring. Like another bare knuckle box. This Asian dude is fucking face swole the fuck up. Can like his eyes are like swollen shut. And you got this fucking dude like, you gotta fight me or you're nothing. Like just like talking tough to this guy. And this guy is like beat up. The Asian dude who just won the belt. And I'm like, why is this happening right now? It's just like, I didn't run from this guy. Like, he can't even, like, his fucking whole shit is swollen and he can't really speak. He's like, no, I didn't run from him. I didn't run from him, did I? Like, and it's like, bro, why are they letting this happen? Why are they letting this dude, like, fucking harass this dude in the ring after the fight? And in the middle of all this, like, Shaquille O'Neal was just, like, standing in the ring. I was like, why is Shaq there? They didn't even mention why Shaq was there. Okay? They didn't. Shaq was just standing there. As far as I knew. Shaq was just standing there. All of a sudden the camera pans over and fucking a giant, Shaquille O'Neal, is standing in the fucking ring. And then the next day, it's announced that Shaquille O'Neal is planning to invest in bare knuckle boxing. But I'm like, you guys didn't say shit about why he was in the fucking ring yesterday. He was just there. And then you had fucking some dude, it was weird because the black dude who came, like, they're not even explaining to me, like, this is what's so dumb. This bare knuckle boxing shit is like, it's like what they used to do back in the day. But so they brought it back now. So it's essentially a brand new product. So this promotion is brand new. Nobody knows any of these people. And you guys are letting these people just come in there and, I don't know, it's weird. Like, you didn't really explain to me. Like, let's just say, essentially, this is the first time me or anybody's watched this promotion. There's nothing to me that warrants any reason. And I feel like they've only had like maybe like 10 shows. So like, what is there that warrants these people coming into the ring post-fight to have altercations? It doesn't make any sense. Is this not martial arts? Is this not martial arts? It makes no sense that they have these fucking altercations in the ring with fighters. And just that Asian dude that won the belt, and his just whole face was swole the fuck up. He was just in a 5-round war, all right? That wasn't an easy fight. His whole face is swollen. Like, eyes are swollen shut. And y'all are letting this dude fucking just come in and get in his face and talk shit. Like, none of this. Like, what if a fight broke out? What if a fight broke out? Why are you guys letting that? That made no sense. And there's nothing in the history of your, 1-year-old fucking company. Why are these people in the ring? Who are these people? No one watching that show, probably only 5% of the people watching the show. If you don't work there or train with people who fight for this promotion, if you're just a fan of combat sports, there should be basically no reason why you knew who any of these people who were coming into the ring post-fight. Like, if you weren't on the card to fight, I don't know your name in this brand new promotion. So that was pretty fucking weird to me. They gotta work on that. Hopefully if Shaq does what he does, is planning to invest, they can really make it a little more professional. But that was pretty silly. Paige VanZant says she's not gonna retire. She said she initially wanted to quit after she lost, but then right away she thought that was silly. Right after she said it to her husband, she thought that saying she wanted to quit was pretty silly, and she's here to fight. So she will fight again, bare knuckle. But she didn't look the best. She definitely did not look the best. As I said, striking was her whole, but maybe this is what she needs. She needs to come here, have her fight out her contract where she focuses on her hands. Probably by the end of it, her hands will be at a point where she can come back to MMA, and it won't be at least as much of a hole. You know what I'm saying? Because she would have worked on it so much to that point. She's young enough where she could still string together some wins in bare knuckle and come back to the UFC. There's no reason why that can't happen. And speaking of the UFC, this past weekend, we had UFC Vegas 18. The fighter out of Milwaukee, O'Day Osborne, wins with a 26-second knockout of Jerome Rivera. Jerome Rivera, I thought it was weird that this fight was even taking place because Jerome Rivera just lost a fight to Francisco Figueiredo January 20th. He just lost January 20th, and it wasn't like he got completely beat up, but I mean, he took some damage, he got controlled, and the fight went the distance. He just lost that fight, but here he was taking another fight against O'Day, so I thought that was pretty questionable coming into it, and O'Day just fucking clears his shit in 26 seconds and just, he cleared him with a right, it could have been a left, whatever. He clears him with a punch, and Jerome falls, and O'Day jumps, goes for the ground and pound, gets off maybe 3 quick punches, and the ref jumps in and stops it. 26 seconds. And you know what I'm seeing right here, ladies and gentlemen, with O'Day Osborne. O'Day Osborne, he isn't even a person. He's a fucking feeling. And everyone is going to feel it, all right? So shout out to Pura Vida. Shout out to all fighters out of Milwaukee. But Pura Vida just got one there. I always hate it when Milwaukee fighters go up. O'Day's looked great. There's a few guys that have looked pretty good. I think, who's the one guy? He fought a little bit. He got fucking Montel Quick Jackson. He's pretty good. He got fucking cheated out of his life. They robbed that man his last fight. I want the hometown guys to do good. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to O'Day. Happy he got that win there. Man, a real odd thing on this card. You got Michael Johnson, who at one point knocked out Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier, who just knocked out Conor McGregor. Michael Johnson fought Clay Guida last night. Michael Johnson, coming into this fight, was on a 3-fight losing streak. Just recently lost to Diego Ferreira. I think that was his last fight. Michael Johnson, at one point, was fighting Khabib. And I think, whoever won that fight, essentially, would have fought Tony Ferguson for the belt. So that's where he was. You got Michael Johnson who beat Tony Ferguson. Before Tony Ferguson went on that 12-fight win streak, he lost to Michael Johnson. He beat Edson Barbosa, who's one of the fucking most lethal strikers out there. And now he was in a war with Clay Guida. He got dominated, actually. It was first round, it was okay, he's starting to defend himself. He's doing something. He's trying to fight back, and he's going to take over this fight. Next 2 rounds, no, he was getting mauled. He's getting lit up. He's getting beat up, outboxed. He was getting outboxed by a fucking 39-year-old Clay Guida. Man, life happens fast. I just don't understand the decline with Michael Johnson. What's going on here? I haven't seen him post. I haven't seen anything about it. I don't know if he's going to be cut from the UFC. But after 4, he's on a 4-fight losing streak. So it's Clay Guida last night. Oh, he didn't even lose to Diego Ferreira. He lost to Thiago Moises. I've been putting too much hype on Diego Ferreira. I thought he beat Michael Johnson. I'm wrong. Then he lost to, who the fuck is Stevie Ray? I don't even know who the fuck Stevie Ray is. Is it Stevie Ray Vaughan that just shits his britches? Then he lost to Josh Emmett. Damn, so yeah, he's on a 4-fight losing streak. Last win was fucking Artem Lobov. That doesn't really mean too much. I remember that fight. He was pretty proud, but it was you should have won that fight. You know what I'm saying? He beat Andre Fili. I feel like he's better than Andre Fili, but I feel like he should be better than Clay Guida. I don't understand what happened to this man. 2016, he knocks out Dustin Poirier and then loses to Khabib. He beats Dustin Poirier in September and then loses to Khabib via 3rd-round submission in November. And it's been fucking rocky ever since, man. I don't know, maybe it's just after losing to Khabib, he just kind of lost all confidence. Maybe it seems like that's what happened. Because ever since that fight, he's been kind of not even a 50-50 fighter, man. Less than that. His confidence is gone. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about him, but I see no reason why he wouldn't be released from the UFC sometime soon. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, it's the funny article I'm seeing here says, it's not funny. This is sad. I was reading an article. He was he's out to prove he can still be a champion against Clay Guida. I was I'm thinking dude, beating Clay Guida won't say anything, but it's fuck, man. Losing to Clay Guida says a lot, though, And that's what just happened. He just lost to Clay Guida. And I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything, but I'm thinking he gets cut. You're losing to 39-year-old Clay Guida. I think he gets cut pretty soon here. In the co-main event of the night, you had Corey Sandhagen taking on Frankie Edgar. I said last week, I was dude, nobody's really talking about this. There's not too much hype on this fight. And I also said, I don't understand why Corey Sandhagen would take the fight. I felt like Corey Sandhagen was already the number 1 contender. And the fight starts, and I tweet out, I don't understand why Sandhagen would even take this fight. And I hit send. And as I hit send, I look up to the TV, and fucking Sandhagen just knocked out fucking Frankie Edgar with a flying knee. Knocks this man out stiff. It's fucking out cold on the mat in 28 seconds. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, oh, that's why you fought him. That's why he didn't mind taking this fight. I felt like it didn't make any sense, but there was clearly he saw no reason to worry about this fight at all. So Sandhagen says that he mentioned he wanted to wrestle in this fight because I said going into it that he was, because of the loss to Aljamain just out-wrestled him and finished him in the first round. And Frankie Edgar is known for his wrestling. I was like, I didn't understand why he would take this fight against such a good wrestler, especially since his loss was because of wrestling. And he said he wanted to wrestle since everybody thinks that's where his hole is, but unfortunately, the fight didn't last that long. So I thought that was interesting that he was just like, his goal was to wrestle in there. And he says I owe Aljamain Sterling a nap. And he says, he says he's going to fight the winner of Jan Sterling. He says, he says the winner of Jan versus Sterling gets knocked out by him in July or whenever they want to book that fight. So I like the way he's talking. Sandhagen is saying he's talking that talk. He's walking that walk right now, but he got manhandled by Aljamain, and that fight's already booked. So unless something happened, he's not going to jump the line here. And hopefully it doesn't happen because I'd love to see my boy Aljamain get that strap. As I believe Aljamain is going to beat Petroyan. I'm sticking to that. In the main event, we saw Alistair Overeem. Is it the Devastator or whatever they call the nigga? I don't know. They said, I seen niggas talking like, I call him the Reem, but then Buffer said a different nickname. But you had Alistair Overeem versus Alexander Volkov. And, man, Overeem, he just be doing this nonsense, man. It's like he's a great striker, but he'll do this thing where he'll let people back him up to the fucking octagon, and then he get his back on the fence and just fucking shell up and let people just strike on him. It's like, bro, you're a world champion kickboxer. You've literally been doing this shit for 21 years. You've held so many championships. Why do you just fucking back into the corner and let them fucking tee off on you? And then he'll just like try to throw like a fucking looping fucking like right, and it's heavy. It be landing, but in the midst of that, his fucking nose is getting broken. He's getting fucking battered by fucking precise striking from Alexander Volkov, and Volkov stops Overeem in the first round with just beautiful striking. He leaves him a fucking bloody mess. I thought he was possibly going to be the end of Alistair Overeem's career because he says he's got one last run at the title in him. But he tweeted out that he's just going to spend some time recovering and being with his family, and then he's going to get back to the gym soon. So doesn't sound like Alistair is going anywhere just yet. So I'm happy for that. And next week, ladies and gentlemen, we've got UFC 259, 8, 7, 6. I don't know. Let's see what is the number for the pay-per-view tomorrow or next week? UFC 258. You know what's crazy? I have it in my notes and I'm stupid. I'm just like, what is it tomorrow? 257? It's right there in your notes, nigga. So yeah, tomorrow or next week, ladies and gentlemen, we have UFC 258. We got Kamaru Usman taking on Gilbert Burns. The former teammates are fighting for the welterweight belt. Kamaru Usman is pretty amazing in there. I was just rewatching the Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington fight. They just put it on YouTube for a free fight. I was there live, as I've mentioned 1,000 times. And I was watching again. He's great, man. He's great with his body work. He's with his uppercuts to the body. When he fought Masvidal, he was great with the clinch and doing what he could to just nullify the offense of Jorge Masvidal. But I also just rewatched the fight of Tyron Woodley versus Gilbert Burns, and the things in those fights, like the fight with Colby and Masvidal, Colby didn't try to wrestle Usman. Didn't wrestle at all. Jorge obviously didn't try to wrestle him. He wanted to just strike with him and spoke out against the whole wrestling aspect of it all, of mixed martial arts. I don't see Gilbert Burns shying away from the grappling here. And matter of fact, I see him winning the grappling exchanges. I feel like he's going to be dominant in the grappling exchanges. And the way he strikes, I feel like he's got so much power, so much speed in his strikes, and he strikes everywhere. He strikes at all times. The one thing that I hear Duke Rufus scream all the time, and the motto that I'll see them post on Facebook is strike from everywhere. Gilbert Burns follows that motto, man. He strikes from everywhere, and he strikes with fucking... that Woodley fight, he's trying to take Woodley's head off with everything he's throwing from the first round to the fifth round. That entire fight, he was trying to take Woodley's head off with everything he had. He had dominated 4 straight rounds, and in the fifth, they're like, yo, he's not even trying to take him down and coast. He's still coming forward and putting that pressure on him. And I've never really seen... when I was watching Colby fight Usman, there was a little bit of they were exchanging strikes, but for the most part, Usman was not really taking too much of a back step, and he wasn't taking any real back steps against Jorge Masvidal. So I'm real curious what that's going to look like. He was able to back Woodley up against the fence when he fought Usman, but that's Woodley's game plan. So it's all I'm saying here is I don't know if that is going to work here. It's interesting. In the lead up to the fight with Covington, Usman said, in regards to Covington's cardio, his endurance, he was like, it's easy to have endurance when you're able to do whatever you want in there. And that's what I think is the glaring statement here. And I think it's going to be a completely different fight when Usman isn't able to walk forward on Burns. I don't think he's going to be able to control. I think Burns is going to be too strong, too powerful, and he's not going to be worried about going to the ground with Usman. If anything, I think he'll welcome it. So if you don't know, my prediction for next week is that we will have a new welterweight champion, Gilbert Burns. That's my prediction, but Usman's fucking great. He's like black GSP. Usman is great. So if anybody could pull it off, it could be the champion, Kamaru Usman, but I think Burns has his number. They've trained, they've said they've sparred over 200 times together, and when I'm watching them fight, I think Burns is going to be too fast, too powerful, just coming at him with fucking bad intentions. I think he looks much stronger than Usman in there, but we'll see. That's the main event, and I'm hyped for it. You got Macy Barber taking on Alexa Grasso. That's going to be an interesting fight. We're going to see, is the hype train over for Macy Barber after her loss to Roxanne Modafferi last week? This is her return fight. She had to be out for a year because her striking was so bad. She tore her ACL, from a jab. She got hit with a jab and it fucking made her move. She jerked a certain way and tore her ACL because her striking is a problem. And There's no head movement. I don't know if Alexa Grasso's a young prospect. She's got some hype on her. Somebody's hype is going to continue in the co-main event here. That's pretty hype. Why are they putting them in the co-main? I don't know if they should be, because you got Kelvin Gastelum taking on Ian Heinisch in the fight before that. I feel like that should be the co-main event. But you got Macy Barber. They're trying to salvage the Macy Barber hype that was there. I fed into the hype until I was like, yo, her striking. I felt like Jillian Robertson should have been able to take her down and win that fight. But maybe she was just like overwhelmed by the situation at the time. I think it was more mental. That is how Jillian Robertson lost that fight. I think she should have beat Macy Barber. And the fact that Modafferi was able to do it so easily tells me that Robertson should have easily been able to handle Macy Barber. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I think we'll see how that camp looks, man. I've had some questions about the camp. I think it's just with the head movement, honestly. I see a lack of head movement. They just kind of keep walking forward. They're so confident in their striking that they don't have any head movement. It's pretty weird to me. A lot of people in that camp. You saw Meerschaert get knocked out. You see fucking, what's his face? Anthony Pettis, great fighter, but he gets he bloody, he gets touched up in every fight. Every fight he's just like, he's just taking so much damage and just banking on the fact that he can hit you with some spectacular shot. But it's like, you guys need just to move, slip them punches, get out of there. Get out of there. But, yeah, we got some fights, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, you got Kelvin Gastelum, as I said, versus Ian Heinisch. I'm hoping Kelvin Gastelum can bounce back. I wanted to see him in a rematch against Adesanya, but things have not been going Kelvin's way as of late. Hopefully he can bounce back and get a win next week, ladies and gentlemen. You got Jim Miller taking on Bobby Green. I'm rooting for my boy Bobby Green. I felt like he got robbed the last fight. Bilal Muhammad out of Milwaukee fighting Diego Lima. That should be a pretty good fight. They got some good fights. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to give you guys social medias. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get up out of here. But I'm real hyped for that fight. There's definitely more fights. But I'll give you guys my picks next week, Saturday, when the card comes out. We can talk about it then. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Babylon5Pod. You can follow my personal account at My Name is Jermaine. You can email this podcast at Babylon5podcast@gmail.com. You can follow this podcast at Babylon5.podbean.com. You can listen to this podcast at Podbean, on Podbean, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. Pretty much anywhere podcasts stream. If you guys are on Xbox, go ahead and add me at SauceBoss414. My gamer tag, which is SauceBoss414. If you guys are on Twitch, go ahead and add me at twitch.tv/Babylon5. If you guys want to go ahead and check out some merch, go to teespring.com/stores/BOFpod-shop. If you want to support the podcast in other ways, rest in peace, Dustin Diamond. Just the way I did that, reminded me, hold on, Dustin Diamond, let me put a pin in that. If you want to support the podcast in other ways, go to patreon.com/Babylon5pod. And if you want to follow me on TikTok, my handle on TikTok is Babylon5 Podcasts on TikTok, yeah. But Dustin Diamond, man, rest in peace to Dustin Diamond. It just made me remember how hype. We would watch Saved by the Bell, me and my brothers before school. And me and my brother Travis were pretty hype about the one episode where they did the school song. And Dustin Diamond's character, Screech, had, oh, give me a school with a big swimming pool and a library crammed full of books. Well, seldom is heard a complaint from a nerd. Oh, Bayside, I think you're a jewel. Oh, home at our school, where the cheesesteaks make everyone drool. Oh, home at or school. Anywho, rest in peace to Dustin Diamond. Yeah. This is the Babylon 5 podcast. I'll see you guys next week. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I'll see you when I see you.